Did you know you can make 2% to 3% of your capital on daily basis with simple concept? Yes, it's 100% possible if you stick around till the end of this video. If you have a strategy that has been proven to be profitable in a long run, you can easily achieve this. Today, I will share a simple strategy which has been proven and used for years. This strategy does not require daily buyers. You did not need all these fancy concepts for you to become a profitable trader. Maybe if you have been around to this channel, you understand that I don't use big words, all these fancy concepts. I don't like teaching it. I like to explain things mechanically so that anybody can understand it. Trading is not supposed to be hard, but people make it complicated using big words for nothing. That's why I modified this strategy. I want to share it for free. So stick around. Before we start, I want you to understand this very part very well, because this is the main engine that will drive us into live chart, where you the examples, the ones that work, that the one that did not work. So pay attention here. Remember, I want to share something with you. As a day trader, we trade only one candle in a day. You understand? So as a day trader, one candle is what everybody trades in a day, depending where you are in the world. So if you trade this, if this candle here, let me give you an example. This is a daily candle. This daily candle here contains three phases. It contains accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So we are in Asian session is the accumulation phase, and London session is manipulation phase, while New York is distribution phase. But this thing I'm saying now, we don't need it. We only need to work with Asian session. That's where we determine what will happen on New York, what will happen on London and New York. Now, this strategy needs timing, and this timing, where do you set it? You go to your UTC here, your time zone. Down here, you click on New York. This is New York session, so you don't need to worry about time again. So you have solved the problem of time. And now, how do we start to analyze our day on this strategy? The first thing you need to do, because your time is in New York, remember 8 o'clock p.m. New York time is the open of Asian session. This is clear. So once it's 8 p.m. in New York time, Asian session is open till 2 o'clock a.m. That is the close. And that 2 o'clock a.m. or closure of Asian session is where you come into play. Now, why do we use this time? The only important time here is from 2 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock a.m. That's the only time important to us. Once it's 2 o'clock a.m., the first thing we need to do is to mark our Asian highs and Asian low. This is 2 o'clock a.m. and this is our Asian high. Look at the market close here. This is the last candle before 2 o'clock a.m. as it closes. The only time frame we need for this strategy is 5 minutes time frame. Don't go higher and don't go lower. Only stick with 5 minutes. Don't use any other time frame, please. Then we mark our Asian low. This is our Asian low, and above becomes our Asian high. You understand? So what are we doing here? Now from 2 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock a.m. is when we find the reversal indication. If reversal indication does not occur during this time from 2 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock a.m., this strategy is invalid. You understand? So anything aside from this time zone, that is the lunch time after the Asian session, is out of our plan. So after 2 o'clock a.m., and we mark out our Asian highs and Asian low, the next thing we need is reversal indication, which most of you called Judas swing. I don't like using fancy words to teach people things. So now we only need this. We only need market to sweep liquidity here, move up, show us manipulation, that is taking up the last lower high, which we know as lower high. If the lower high is taken out, that means market is about to change its direction. I remember when market take out this lower high, we need to see displacement. Displacement will be in form of fair value gap, and that fair value gap sometimes contain an order block, and that order block is what we use as our entry, depending. If the order block is big, we use the order block, but if the order block is tiny, we use the fair value gap. I hope this is clear. Remember your timing is 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Now after that, after taking out, after showing us reversal indication, taking out the recent lower high or lower low, we need to see the market pull back into the zone, into the fair value gap or order block. Then we target this high. You understand? So this is all we need. This is all we need. And now this is the pro tip. You only need this change of character, which most of you call Judas swing, to happen between this 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Your entry can be at any time. Let's take for instance that the market takes sweep out the recent lower high, showing us Judas swing, and the market later pull back into our fair value gap around, let's say around 3 o'clock, around 3:15. It's still possible for our entry. Do you understand? So let's take for instance this is the pullback and it happens at 3:15 to this fair value gap or order block. The setup is still valid. I hope this is clear. So let me move into live example to show you the example that works and the pro things to avoid and things to look. So before I forget, you only trade GBP USD, Euro USD, and Euro GDP. These are the three pairs that I've confirmed this strategy that it works on. By the end of this video, I'll give you pro tips on how to manage your trade and things to avoid. So now let's take this example, just one or two example, then you go and back test. I don't give much example because I found out that people always rely on an example that you give them on your tutorial. Then they go there and mess up their accounts, blaming that the strategy is not working. So how do we start? First of all, where is our 2 o'clock a.m.? That's the first thing you need to do. Now remember, if you don't know how to get this indication on Asian session and London session, there's an indicator that will help you achieve this. It's called Lewis Argon session. Just go to your indicator, search for it. Argon session indicator. Look at it. This is my ICT silver bullets by Lewis Argon. So it will help you to mark out those zones. Then if you go to the settings, look at the settings. Let's go to the settings here. If you go to the settings, you can uncheck the Sydney. You can see I uncheck Sydney. Sydney is unchecked. Then you leave London, you leave Tokyo, and you can still uncheck others. But the only important session here is Asian session where you mark your highs and low. Do you understand? So let's move to so now pay attention here. What is the first thing you do? The first thing you do is to wait for 2 o'clock a.m. on Asian. That is the closure of Asian session. Where is our 2 o'clock a.m.? Here is our 2 o'clock a.m. This red candle, yeah? Can I make it big? So here is our 2 o'clock a.m. candle. Automatically here becomes our low of our Asian session. So we mark it out. Here is the low of the Asian session. Where is our high? This is high of the Asian session. This high here. Our timing is from this 2 o'clock a.m. Let me mark it out because this is the first example for which to be sure about what you're doing. This is what look down below. This is 2 o'clock a.m. on New York time. Where is our 3 o'clock a.m.? Here is 3 o'clock a.m. This candle is our 3 o'clock a.m. Now, how do we start? You see, this is the only time I'm looking for the reversal indication, which is Judas swing. You understand? This is the last lower high. So let me take it out. As we have seen the zone we are looking for the manipulation to happen. So now market takes out this Asian low. This is our Asian low. Market take it out. Remember, it's 2 o'clock a.m. Market take it out. This is our recent lower high. And I want you to know that week is part of the money. Week is part of the highs in this strategy. You can use week as your change of character. It doesn't matter. The only thing you need is during this time for you to observe those things that I named out. So now here, markets take out this high, changing character, and you can see a very good nice displacement. We have fair value gap here. This is a fair value gap. Here is a fair value gap, and here is another block. This is another block. So how do we enter this trade? We enter on the fair value gap depending on your own entry model. But for me, I always use fair value gap for me not to miss out because I'm conservative. I'm just trying to have ratio 1:2 or 1:3 for the day, and I go my way. But if you want to have more big risk to reward, you can use your other block, but you will lose so many trades. So now we enter long on this our fair value gap. Here will be our low. Here will be our stop. Sorry, on this fair value gap. Here will be our stop. and we target one Asian high. So this is 1:1 trade. That's a 1.33. But sometimes you can hold. But as a beginner and someone who is new to this strategy, only target Asian high. But in this situation, for me, what I'll do is that I will, once the trade gives me my 1% of the account, I will close half lot, then hold the trade to New York time. I may move to break even. If I move to break even, I will take some partials, then hold it to a New York close. If you look very well, sorry, and you can look very well, you can see if you hold in New York time, you have around 9 Aurora, those who move to break even and close half lot. You understand? So that's what. So let me show you another example before I close this video, and by the end I'll give you some pro tips. The last example is GBP USD. This last example I'm giving is Euro USD. So this is our 2:00 a.m. Asian close. Then we mark it out. This is our high and this is our low. So we're only looking for manipulation during this time for market to show us any reversal indication. Then we enter the trade. This low, this is a very valid low because this candle take out this last candle here, which makes a valid pullback. Now you mark it out, market take it out around, what is the time that market take it out? Exactly 3 o'clock. Now we have this good displacement here. We have a tiny fair value gap here. So for that reason, I'm using this other block, this tiny other block as well, because everything here is tiny. Then here will be my entry. You see how markets tap into that zone and delivers to Asian low. You can still hold. I told you that I always take some partial hold until New York close. Sometimes it's not always. If I have the time to manage my trade, I'll be on the screen watching how the market plays out. But once I take partial, I don't have anything to worry about. Market tap into this other block. See how smooth it moves to the Asian low. This is 4.85 risk to reward. And if I move to break even, this is the break even. If I move to break even, hold till New York time, this is what I will get. After this video, I challenge you to purchase any pro firm account, no matter the size. Use this strategy. Stay with this rule that I give you. Come back to me and tell me how profitable your life has become using this simple strategy. You know, I have a pro tip for you. Now look at this example. For those of you who have watched to this extent, this is a pro tip I have for you. This example here, what happened? You see that the market, this is 2:00 a.m. Market close here. We mark our Asian low and our Asian high. But unfortunately for us, the market did not sweep this last candle that closed as our 2:00 a.m. candle pushed up. And mind you, once the market sweep high or low without giving you any reversal indication that is judas swing, that day is not a day to trade. Secondly, avoid the day of red folder news. Any day there's a red folder news, I want you to stay out of the market, because this strategy gives you 1:4, 1:5, 1:6, 1:7 risk to reward. Why are you in a haste to trade every single day? Why people are busy taking 1% saying with their strategy and they'll be glad with it, and your strategy delivers 1:4, 1:5 risk to reward every single day, and you are trying to trade every day? It's not acceptable. So any day there's a red folder news, don't try to trade. And another tip is this: if the Asian session did not have much volume, it's likely we have a drastic move on London and New York. So once you have more consolidation on Asian, if the Asian volume is not huge enough, you can move to break even, take partial. If it is 0.4 or 0.3 of your entry, you take it, then hold your trade to New York. So that's how I trade. If you want to be conservative enough, you hold till New York London close before the New York steps in. So this is the closure of the London. If you take this trade, this is closure. This is closure of the London session. So here, let's take for instance, enter this trade around here. Though it is not a good trade because there's no displacement. I'm just giving you an example. So if you move to this trade, gives you 1 risk to reward. So this trade gives us 4 risk to reward if we move to break even and take our partials. You understand? So that's how you can make huge money just by taking partials and move to break even. So that's how you can manage your trade. Remember what I said, only stick with 5 minutes as your time frame, and your manipulation will happen between 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock a.m. Set your time to New York. Don't be in a hurry to trade every day. Anytime you see red folder nose, avoid it. So my dear friend, I will end this here. I will end it here. I'm not giving more example. I want you to go out there, back test what I share with you. Is for free. Then feel free to backtest. Feel free to come back. Tell me where you're facing difficulties, because we modify this strategy for people to pass their challenge where it is easy. This is simple. Anybody can do this. Stick with this plan. Pass your challenge. Make thousands of dollars every single month. Don't add or remove any part of these rules I use in this video. Thank you. God bless you. See you in my next video. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share with your friend. Remember to comment and tell me how this channel has been helpful to you for years now. Thank you.